What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So, the 2024 Texas Pro is officially in the history books, and we have a three-time champion in Andrew Jack. Andrew Jack absolutely dominated this show. In fact, this was the most dominant victory of the 2024 season so far. The quad detail was improved, the arms were massively improved from the size standpoint, the back detail and thickness, the hamstring and glute size and conditioning, the midsection detail, and that's something not a lot of people are talking about. So this really was an unbelievable victory for Andrew Jack and his team consisting of Psycho Lewis and Chris Aceto. And we actually got some reaction from both Psycho Lewis and Chris after the prejudging, because basically it was a foregone conclusion at that point who was going to be taking home the win. So this is what Psycho Lewis and Chris Aceto had to say after prejudging. Check it out.
And that I've only been with him 18 months. It's only been 18 months. And we're moving up. We're in the top 5 of the Olympia. If he keeps making improvements like this, he will be a Mr. Olympia winner.
He's the only guy I think I've ever seen with long legs, long arms, able to use them like in this show as a weapon. They the bigger he keeps getting, those long limbs, which could be a liability for him because of his flow and shape, and now the added size, become a strength.
Now, we're seeing a conversation starting all over again surrounding Andrew Jack. The question that we were asking back in 2022 when he first hit the scene in the IFBB Pro League was if he could actually be Mr. Olympia someday. And one would think that it is a possibility after seeing this version of Andrew Jack. And Andrew taking home the Olympia title certainly would signal a changing of the guard in professional bodybuilding. And there are a lot of opinions online right now that think that the changing of the guard should take place with a physique just like Andrew Jack's. But then you see this version of Hadi Choopan at 10 weeks out, and you really have a hard time answering that question. And look, I feel like both of these guys are pretty much undeniable in their own way. But Hadi Choopan is just so impressive here. We're seeing a version of Hadi Choopan that is absolutely stacked with muscle. He actually does look bigger than he has in the past. He's extremely round. He already has that feathering in the quads, and it honestly is very difficult to think that the version that we just witnessed of Andrew Jack could defeat this version of Hadi Choopan. Now, do I think that Andrew can move up from his 5th place spot from 2023? Yeah, I definitely do. But Hadi, from what we're seeing here, especially compared to how our current Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford, is looking right now, I think it is fair to say at this point, Hadi Choopan looks to be on track to be the first competitor since Jay Cutler to lose the Olympia title and come back and win it the following year. Now, we do know that all of these guys, including Derek, are going to change drastically between now and the Olympia. But look, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you think Andrew Jack could be our next Mr. Olympia, or will Hadi Choopan make bodybuilding history yet again? Are you in the camp that thinks Derek Lunsford will retain his title? You guys let me know what you think in the comments below, but these are conversations that we can start having. The Olympia will be here before you know it. Alright, next up, we have an update here from Behrooz Tabani. After 2 very impressive victories in the 2024 season, Behrooz, for the 3rd year in a row, still has this uncertainty hanging over his head about obtaining a US visa to come and compete at the Olympia. So it seems that Behrooz is attempting to leave less of that possibility to chance, we'll say. Behrooz was a prominent guest at an event hosted by an Iranian-based chemical production company, which apparently supplies production chemicals to everything from the oil and gas industry. They provide raw chemicals for paint, textiles, even laundry detergents. So it seems that this is a company with substantial financial backing. I'm not sure exactly everything that was said at this event, but according to the Iran Muscle Instagram page here, this message translated to give a bit of a recap of what Behrooz had to say. So it says here, I promise to everyone, I will become the 1st or 2nd Olympia. Behrooz Tabani's speeches in the award ceremony held for him by Chemistry Company. First of all, he asked for help to issue his visa, and secondly, he promised that he really wanted to improve his heart, and of course, he had the ability to give. So again, that is kind of a Google Translate thing here, you guys. But I think it is very clear that Behrooz does think that he can be the next Olympia champion. And he does seem like a guy that just genuinely wants to continue to improve and put his best on the line with the best in the world. But either way, this does appear to be a new strategy for Behrooz Tabani. But utilizing the corporate world to gain the ability to travel internationally, however they are really going to accomplish that, I think is actually really interesting, and I think it's really smart. I don't know anything about this company beyond what a quick browse of their website could tell someone, and I don't know if any promises were made to Behrooz during this event, but clearly Behrooz is leaving no stone unturned, and he plans to finally make his way to that Olympia stage. As he said at this event, he promised that he would be Mr. Olympia, you guys. Now again, I'm not sure anyone can stop Hadi Choopan as of yet, but Behrooz has been one of the most impressive bodybuilders this season. He has 2 pro wins, and he deserves to finally step on that Olympia stage with the best of the best. So at the end of the day, I hope this does work out, and we'll keep a close eye on this one. Alright, last up, we've got an update here from BEEFSTU, Stuart Sutherland. So Stu has had quite the eventful sophomore year in the IFBB Pro League. He took 4th place at the New York Pro this year, 4th at the Cali Pro just 1 weekend later, and rounded out his season with a 5th place victory at the Vancouver Pro. So being a consistent top Calo competitor is a pretty substantial accomplishment in the IFBB Pro League. But it's not enough for BEEFSTU, so he made the decision to stop competing this year, and next year actually, and just start growing.
You know, I want to take my physique to the level where if I show up correct, like I did in New York and California, then I can be like a top pick to win maybe not any show throughout the year, but most shows.
So Stu recently posted an update here where he's currently weighing in at the 286 pound mark, which I think you'll actually see this guy push 300 pounds in the coming weeks and months. And honestly, with more added size, especially in the back department, Stu is definitely a future Olympian. I feel like the bodybuilding world is in agreement on that fact. He has the shape, we know that he can come in condition, and I think it's just a matter of making those improvements. So we can expect to see a full-blown BEEFSTU this offseason. And I'm going to leave you guys with a few words of wisdom from BEEFSTU right here. Check it out.
Yeah, I guess the takeaway here is don't believe in yourself because you'll probably fail.
Very motivational stuff. Obviously, he was joking, you guys. But really, we'll see the improvements that BEEFSTU can make, and I definitely agree that this is a future Olympian in the making. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.